In what could spell a farewell to Fresher Week foam parties, the Prime Minister has unveiled a crackdown on universities peddling rip-off degrees. Rishi Sunak claims too many young people are being sold a false dream that going to university will give them the skills they need to get a decent job. Under the new curbs, greedy institutions with courses not worth the paper they're written on will be forced to cap their intakes if students remain unemployed on graduating. Meanwhile, top fees for foundation courses are to be slashed amid fears that students are being used as cash cows. Recent studies reveal a shocking 1 in 5 graduates would be better off financially had they not gone to university. The Education Minister, Robert Halfon, told Times Radio that university bosses needed to up their game.
Of course, university must be about a good experience, getting a good education, and of course universities do world-beating research as well. However, if you are to take out a big student loan, and we're talking about £9,250 a year, it's vital that you get a return on that investment, and it's vital that students come out of university with good skills and good jobs.
So-called Mickey Mouse degrees include Harry Potter science, surfing and David Beckham studies, all of which are very, very important and useful. No, I mean the whole point about this is...
I've got a degree.
Sorry?
That's what I studied
at
Oxford.
Well, actually, you can tell. I mean, it's not often I agree with Rishi Sunak, but he is right on this. And actually, it goes back to Tony Blair wanting 50% to go to university. We also saw things like hairdressing, golf course management, all this stuff being a university course. Babysitting. But, the whole point is actually what we should be doing is saying, actually, to be an apprentice is a brilliant thing, in terms of electricians, plumbers and all the rest of it.
Give it some more kudos.
Yeah, exactly right. And also AI, computer technology, all that stuff does not need to be done at university. And when you look at, the size of the debt, and I feel so sorry for young people that they rack up something like 45,000 as a result of going to university. And then if 30% of them can't get a job as a result of actually getting that degree, it's pretty worthless. And I wouldn't have been able to go to university if I'd had to pay those kind of fees because it was free when I went.
I ended up with £30,000 of debt, most of which I haven't paid off yet still.
Exactly.
And I'm like you, I'm inclined to disagree with Rishi Sunak. And I read this story this morning. I found it really interesting that the Tory minister who was doing the rounds on, Good Morning Britain, he couldn't actually name a single one of those courses.
That was Robert Halfon.
Yeah, that was him, which was ridiculous.
They should have prepped him,
They should have, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't even think they know. Now, I did an arts degree. I've got a BA in acting. And I really loved my course. However, I knew that there were people on that course who were never going to work in that industry, and they haven't in 13 years since. I worked in the industry for a bit. I certainly didn't earn enough to pay back my loan, and then moved across into media. I'm really grateful for the skills that I learnt there, but I couldn't help but feel that a lot of us were being used to prop up the university and pay staff's wages, and it was really depressing.
It's because they become businesses,
They do,
university.
yeah.
So they come up with these attractive courses to attract the kids. Because I want to do David Beckham, I want to do surfing and all this. So the universities make money. In the old days, before you got university loans, student loans, I suppose there's no particular harm in going to do a useless degree that will do you no good at all. You'll have a good time. I've got no objection to that. But now it saddles these kids with these dreadful debts, and they've got no chance of getting a job. There's something kind of absurd about all this. Yes, I think Rishi Sunak's right. We should get rid of these Mickey Mouse courses.
I think most people who go to university don't end up... If you're going to do medicine, of course, you're probably not going to end up using it. Most of us who go to university don't end up doing a job with a degree that we've gotten. You don't become a philosopher because you studied philosophy, or you become an economist because you studied economics. But I do think this country charges far too much for university degrees.
Agreed.
But I also think a problem with it is our culture, that young people today they aspire to be rich quickly, and perhaps famous as well. And I'd say you've got a better chance of becoming richer in life if you are going to university and doing a worthwhile degree, rather than opting to become the supervisor.
But if
some people, I mean, I studied talking garbage at university, and it's held me in good stead. I got a job, and I'm still doing it.
And you're doing it very well.
Very well.
But isn't Daisy's point right, that actually if we put more onus on apprenticeships and said these are brilliant things to do, and then get kids who are training in their employment, that then adds to the skills in the workforce at the same time as elevating them.
I think that's the problem with this policy. I think the intention is right, but the way that they're going about it with this cap, it will not work, because what you need to do is boost the alternatives, the apprenticeships, rather than say you can't take this cap. And the only other thing I would say, which I found really interesting in the last few months, talking to businesses about the skills shortage that they have and what sort of education they want their kids and your young employees to have. It has completely shifted in the last year or so away from tech and towards the arts. And the reason that has happened, that so many of them have explained to me, is that AI, just in the last year or so, has made that all these kids that we were saying, you've got to go and learn coding, you've got to go and learn, AI is going to do it. And they're saying that actually what they now want is kids that have an understanding of, you know, literature and humanities and the arts and the creativity, because those are the things that AI can't do. And I think that's so interesting.
You mean there's hope for me yet?
There's hope for us all. There's hope for us all. And by the way, I don't have a degree.
Something that slightly worries me about this, although I agree in principle with Rishi's, Mickey Mouse or war on Mickey Mouse degrees, there is something quite sort of Philistine about saying, oh, you go to university to study something for 3 years, and if you don't get a job because of it, you know, then it's completely...
Exactly.
Degrees aren't just about
they're
getting
not.
jobs.
And it's about maturing, isn't it? And being able to think. And I think that's one of the things that university teaches
the power
you
of analysis.
is the power of analysis and the way you think, the way you interpret, the way you take in large amounts of data.
And it's very difficult to judge.
Wait. So are you for it or against it? I'm confused.
No,
now.
he's right. He is right. He is right. But we need to train more people who are going to be doctors, for example, that people are going to go into those academic professions at the same time as having more electricians and plumbers.
I think the theory is right, the policy is wrong.
Probably
the way
right.
he's going about